Shalom to everybody watching this video. This video is just a quick introduction to human cloning. As most of us already know, Dolly the sheep was cloned in 1996, and there have been many other animals, including mammals, who have been successfully cloned. This is admitted by the scientific community. As you can see on the screen, this is Clonaid, which is a company whose scientific director, or I like to call the face of the company, is a woman called Bridget Boselier. I believe is how you say her last name. And I'll just read a little bit about what this company is about. Many of you are probably already familiar with this, but it says, Clonaid is the world's leading provider of reproductive human cloning services. Eve, the first cloned baby, was born December 26, 2002, thanks to our team of highly skilled scientists. Since then, we've been able to help a number of patients have their own children through our cloning technology. So as you can see here, they admit to human cloning successfully. And it says Clonaid can help you if you're sterile and have lost hope of having the child you dream of, if you're homosexual and deeply desire a child who would carry your own genes, if you've just lost or about to lose a beloved family member and would like to see an identical twin of that person begin a new life, if you're HIV positive and want to have a child that will be your genetic twin without infecting either the baby or your partner with the virus, if you simply want to be cloned, whatever your reasons may be. And they say fill out their contact form if you want to contact them. As it says here, Clonaid says its clone first boy. This is from January 2003, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Clonaid, the company that has claimed to have cloned 2 baby girls, announced Thursday that a third cloned baby, a boy, was born Wednesday to a Japanese couple. Like its previous claims of having cloned the first human females, Clonaid's latest assertion has not been independently verified, meaning the company's claims have been met with widespread doubts. And I'm not going to read all of this, but I'll read a little bit. It says Clonaid was founded by the Raelian religious sect, which believes mankind was created by extraterrestrials through cloning. A Florida judge has ordered the company to produce the first baby girl so the state may decide if a guardian should be appointed for her care. It is widely believed by scientists that any human clone would have a multitude of health concerns. Clonaid claims that the third baby is healthy and was cloned from tissue taken from the Japanese couple's comatose 2-year-old boy who was injured in an accident and died about 18 months ago. A surrogate mother donated the egg and carried the child, and so far there are absolutely no detectable problems. Bridget Boiselier, Chief Executive Officer of Clonaid, and that's the lady that I mentioned earlier, said at a news conference a surrogate mother was chosen because the mother, 41, was thought to be at higher risk for miscarriage, and she was not ready to face that, Boiselier said. Okay, so that's enough of that. For those who don't know, as it says here, biologically speaking, there's nothing standing in the way of a human clone being produced tomorrow. In fact, human embryos have already been cloned. The bigger challenge is implanting these embryos into a person's uterus and bringing them to term, a process rife with safety concerns. One of the forerunning studies to report the successful cloning of human embryos was published in 2013. The research was led by Shukrat Mitalipov, a developmental biologist at Oregon Health and Science University. Mitalipov's team used a method where DNA is obtained from a patient's skin cell, then inserted into a donor's egg, which has had its own DNA removed. These egg cells are then converted into embryos without being fertilized by sperm. That last part is particularly tricky, but the team discovered that a surprising substance, caffeine, can help do the trick. The resulting embryo is a genetic clone of the patient who offered up their skin cells. Mitalipov explains, if transplanted into a uterus, the embryo can theoretically grow into an adult clone like Cleon in Foundation. This is known as reproductive cloning. Instead, Mitalipov's team focused on therapeutic cloning, where cloned embryos are made for use in patient-specific medical treatments. Specifically, by turning a patient's skin cell into an embryo, researchers can then harvest personalized embryonic stem cells. Per Mitalipov's study, as NPR reports, stem cells have the unique ability to morph into other kinds of cells, meaning they can theoretically be used to treat a variety of ailments from diabetes to Alzheimer's. So that's enough of that. I just wanted to show you that the technology for human cloning does indeed exist.
You know, everyone works towards that, you know, that video that goes viral. And it looks like you have like a nice little handful of them now. You know what I mean? It's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, I got my hands a bit full now, thanks to these accomplishments. Got a few more extra things in my hand I didn't quite anticipate, but it all comes with the territory, I suppose.
Of course. So, where'd you grow up?
South Florida.
Okay. I guess you were born in Jersey?
Yeah. Originally, my first gen. I'm a second gen now. That's why you see the celebrity births say I'm born in Toronto, but that's false. My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonaid in Canada. My model number is 0112568, if anyone wants to see the registration in Clonaid.
Okay.
As you just heard, Kid Boo alleges that he was cloned by Clonaid, the company we just read about.
So then you ended up in South Florida?
Yeah.
Okay. And what nationality are you?
Sicilian and Puerto Rican.
Okay. Sicilian and Puerto Rican. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that now.
Those are my two genomes.
Okay. So who's the Puerto Rican one? Who's the Sicilian one?
When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and I guess the father's surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor was the Sicilian.
Okay, so you're a test tube baby.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And I guess you have a fraternal twin.
Yeah.
Brother or sister?
Brother.
Okay. So you guys, you know, fraternal twins, you know, is different from identical twins. So do you guys look kind of similar or not really?
I don't think anyone looks as similar as me.
Okay. Okay. Are you guys real close?
Yeah, we're close. We're really close.
Okay. So, you were actually raised by a single mother?
Yeah, that's true. Our mom,
okay.
Single.
Where was your father around during that time?
I don't know. Like I said, a lot of the memories from Clonaid were erased just so that way the new gen can move forward with whatever new programming was made.
And by new gen, he's referring to himself as the clone.
Okay. And growing up in South Florida, was it kind of some rough neighborhoods that you were in?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hialeah, Opelika. When I first moved there, though, I was Miami Lakes, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I know that.
Let's check out this second video really quick.
Yo, it's Real 92.3, man. Bootleg Kevin, DJ Head.
West Coast.
We have got a special guest in the building. His name is Kid Boo.
Kid Boo a demon.
What's up, man? Yo, you just turned it on, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I first saw you on the internet and I was like, what the fuck, man? Who is this fucking guy?
Yeah.
This
He's like, no,
off-brand,
that's not what happened.
This off-brand little pump motherfucker coming up with I ain't gonna lie, man. I saw your shit and I was not fucking with it, bro.
Damn.
And then you did a clone thing and I was like, this dude is just all gimmicks, man. So change my mind, bro. You seem like a smart kid. You told us your backstory.
I mean, everything. Just know that everything you see on the internet is very well thought out, very well planned. Yeah, everything is strategically planned and placed for a particular reason, and that's to always market Kibu the brand and the music.
I mean, the clone thing was smart because it obviously went viral.
Well, that was to raise awareness for cloning. I have a friend of mine named Sophia Bridget who's currently being faced for trial for the criminalizing the act of godonizing, I think it is, which is like breaking the law of cloning someone.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
so please dive into that.
So you know somebody that privately cloned another person?
Allegedly, I can't say that she did.
Well, allegedly.
I can't say she did or did not because the case is still open.
So this girl's this is like
she's 63 years old. I've been knowing her for about 8 years now. She's a part of a movement called the Israelite movement, and they're the founders of Clonaid, which is what she works for. Allegedly, they say that she cloned a girl named Eve about 11 years ago, and that's what they're trying to trial her for.
So, is it like a machine, or like how does that shit? I mean, I know it's not you, but I'm just saying you know more about it than I do.
Well, it's recreating the synthesis of DNA, so it's the exact same genetic structure as anything else would be. It's hard for people to wrap their mind around it because of consciousness and a soul, right?
Right.
So some people who don't want to see past that then are like, well, what is it? Is it a robot? Is it not? If you can look past that and assume that cloning is like making a copy of like a Wayne CD, like, you know what I mean?
So it's like burning the CD.
As you can see, he's very detailed and very serious in his explanation of cloning. He doesn't seem like he's joking at all. And the host of the show wants it to be a joke, wants to make light of it, but he's speaking very matter-of-factly about these matters.
Exactly that. It's like burning a CD. But like what's really important is that you don't do like drugs and alcohol to like black out throughout your life, because then it's kind of like scratching that CD and trying to make a copy. You're not gonna get all the Wayne songs. Shit, perhaps it might not even be able to read the disc. Like, you know, that's a good way to kind of like
Got you.
understand.
So you are not cloned. That was a marketing thing to bring some awareness.
I'm cloned, but after now we're allowed to talk about it. I signed an NDA at first, but now I'm allowed to openly talk about it.
So you're a clone.
Yes, sir.
So are you the clone or the OG?
I'm the clone right now.
So
OG
where's the original?
OG is chilling right now.
I think this guy's so full of shit, man.
He's chilling where he is chilling right now.
What the fuck?
He's full of shit right now.
I'm like, my
Scouts honor.
how do you know which one is which?
What do you mean? We look the same. I don't know. I get confused sometimes too.
That's crazy.
I sometimes
This
wonder.
guy's a really smart marketer, man.
That's crazy.
He knows how to market his shit.
Thank you, dog.
So obviously the guy on the left doesn't believe him. But as Kid Boo said, this is about raising cloning awareness, which is to say, making it more palatable for the public and desensitizing the public to human cloning. And as he said himself, he is indeed a clone, allegedly. Let's go to one more interview of this guy being called BJ2K. Now, I have had some words with this brother since doing this interview. This brother is, according to himself, in the truth. He is in the way. For those who don't know, being in the truth simply means to be a follower of the Most High and adherer to his laws to the best of your ability through the faith of Mashiach. That's what it means. As it says in Psalms 119, 142, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So that's the truth. In John chapter 17, verse 17, Christ said, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. So that's the truth.
Now, taking the street activity approach and taking that path, that can come with some things. Looking back, dealing with that route,
Crazy.
there's consequences that could arise. There's certain levels of stress. There's the looking over your shoulder feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes violence.
Yeah.
Sometimes jail time. Worst case, death.
Yeah, all that shit.
You knew this stuff when you jumped into it or no?
yeah, I just, you feel me? Like, I just got down, was trying to do what I was trying to do. Like, I was just like, shit, I move smart, got down. You feel me? Like, I just, like, I always thought that shit could happen, but like, I wasn't really like thinking like, you feel me? Like, I was just trying to take it day by day, got down.
Did you experience any of those obstacles?
Hell yeah, a lot of shit, got down, crazy shit. But like, shit, some crazy shit that happened. Like, it made me start changing, goddamn, like how I looked at life. Like, so I ended up going to school. Like, I didn't want to go to school. I just wanted to go to school to play football after I graduated. I had went to Savannah State, but I was only down there for 3 weeks. But like, so one day I finna go make a play. I finna go serve this bit. So then I seen this nigga walking up to me. It like a little swole nigga. He was like, I was like, hey bro, you straight on the gas. And this nigga come up to me and he say, I'm a Gucci clone. Like, I was like, what, nigga? Like, I thought he was tripping. But then this nigga was cross-eyed like fuck. Like, his eyes was going like this. And he looked like Gucci too. Like, he looked like a younger version of Gucci and shit. Like, this shit was crazy as hell. I'm thinking like, what the fuck? He like, I'm a Gucci clone and shit. And he started telling me about hella shit. Like, he was talking to me about, he said he got cloned in the underground facility and shit.
So notice how this brother is speaking openly about this. We already heard Kid Boo talking about it. What you have to understand is that sometimes putting the truth in plain sight is the best way to hide certain things, because not only will most people not believe it, but even if many do believe it and are outraged, at this point, there's nothing that the public can do, because we're already under the foot, so to speak, of those who have power over this world. He's speaking about a so-called Gucci Man clone. Many of you are aware that when Gucci Man got out of prison, many people were saying that he's a clone, which he probably is in all actuality.
Got down, and he said he had escaped that shit, but he said he used to do like late night missions, like shooting folks and got down doing robberies and shit, hella shit like that. And he was talking to me about that shit, and he was just telling me hella shit, bro. I felt like I was talking to a robot. Like, the time around me, like, it felt like time had stopped when I was talking to bro. But like, he was telling me about like Freemasons and shit like that too. You heard about Freemasons? Like, that shit, like, he was telling me about that shit, like hella presidents been Freemasons and shit, like, and got down police be Freemasons, got down the people in the judicial system. Basically, it's like a secret society and shit. Like, niggas can join and shit. Like, not everybody can join, but you can join. It's got 33 levels. So like, it's like the lower levels, like, don't really get into this stuff. The higher levels get into. But like, the shit I researched on, it was talking about goddamn like how like higher levels and shit, like they be doing like secret rituals and shit, like sacrificing. They be like playing the hand and like how shit like work in the world and shit. He was telling me about that shit and like how that shit was like controlling like the cloning shit. It was just hella shit. He told me most shit too. Like he had told me another rapper, he said he got cloned. He said he got down Peanut the Don had got cloned, R.I.P. But he told me that he had got cloned too out of nowhere. Like he had just told me that shit. Like it was just crazy. He was telling me hella shit. And got down. Last thing he told me, he was like, yeah, bro, you good. Got down, you know what's going on. Like he told me that. And he had walked away. Like I never saw him again. But like that for real, like that man really looked like a younger version of Gucci, bro. Like the old Gucci, he looked just like his ass. Like, so I remember when Gucci got out of jail, nigga was saying he got cloned and shit. Like I ain't really like believe in that shit. Like I was like, cause he was acting, he did like he was acting kind of different, but like I ain't really believe in that shit. But when I met that Gucci clone, bro, that shit was crazy. Like shit changed my whole outlook on life. Shit made me like think about shit more seriously.
So do you think that was a real, authentic Gucci clone? Or?
Personally, I do, cause like I started researching that shit after I met bro, cause it was just so crazy. Like I never had no experience like that. And they was just saying like
Truth is stranger than fiction. As I already mentioned, and as many people have already noted, when Gucci Mane got out of prison, he didn't seem to be the same person that he was before. And that's not just in the sense that he had changed because he was in prison, but he seemed to literally be a different person. And many of us know that the woman that he was with, who they call his girlfriend, I haven't been keeping up with them lately. I'm not sure if they're still together, but she was acting as his handler. I can't recall her name.
Their eyes be fucked up and shit, but like, and they were saying like they be looking like the people too. So personally, I think it was like a Gucci clone. Cause like I told you, like I felt like the world stopped like moving around when I was talking to him, and like it felt like I was talking to a robot. I didn't even feel like I was talking to a person.
How long was this conversation?
Man, this shit had to be about 10 minutes. I forgot to even goddamn make the play, goddamn. This shit was crazy.
And you don't get his number, you don't get any of that stuff?
Hell, nah, I ain't even think to ask about that. He was just putting me on so much game and shit.
Nobody else was around to see this?
Nah, we was goddamn in the middle of the school and shit. But like, ain't nobody stop us. It's just like we was having a regular conversation.
You think he was somebody from the street? He was a student at the school or what?
I don't know where that nigga came from. Like, I ain't think niggas like that could get into school. Cause like, I don't know how the fuck anybody can get in school. I was down there. It was some nigga down there like, hey bro, what grade y'all in? Nigga talking about he graduated in 06. He just come down there to sell perks. So like anybody can get into the school, goddamn.
Did he have the ice cream tattoo on his face?
Nah, he ain't had a tattoo, but he had the same like facial look and everything, facial structure. Like only thing, it's just his eyes was cross-eyed. It looked like he was like fucked up when he got cloned or some shit. Yeah,
same skin tone?
Same skin tone, like he just looked like a 20-year-old version of Gucci. But like that nigga looked exactly the same. Shit was crazy.
And these aren't the only videos of people speaking about their experiences with human cloning, but again, this was just a brief overview. But in the future, I do plan to go more in depth on the subject of human cloning. And again, as I mentioned, this brother here, when I had a few words with him, he said he was in the way. He was aware of his true biblical identity and that he was striving to keep the commandments and the faith of the Most High and Mashiach. Shalom.